You already know you in a dungeon with your boy K the fuck X. And all that you do is feed me 50k subs, chat. I need them subs. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, hit them buttons up there. Follow me on Facebook, Twitch, and IG. You already know where you at. You a kids K the fuck X. Where at? In the dungeon. Hit them buttons up there, spam that subscribe button, spam that like button, and we out. Kick it with your boy. What it is, you already know where you at. You in a dungeon with your boy K the fucker X, and all that you do is feed me 50k subs, chat. I need them subs. Tap in right now, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, follow me on Facebook, IG, and Twitch. Let's get it. Today we tapping in the Lil Woody, and we tapping into Lil Woody tragic despise. That what everything he did to let him in jail, and for him to troll them boys how he trolled them to get free. And my opinion is, do you think he is Snitch? We gonna find out together, chat. But all you gotta do is feed me 50k subs, chat, and let's get it. We in that dungeon.
He lives in Baton Rouge somewhere like.
Who, Woody?
Yeah.
So you think Woody would be able to walk around Baton Rouge?
Fuck no.
He's still in Atlanta though. He's still in South.
He wouldn't. How long? He would have been. He wouldn't have lasted 3 weeks in Baton Rouge. He would have lasted probably a week in Baton Rouge.
So you feel that in Baton Rouge people are willing to risk their own freedom to retaliate against someone snitching?
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
You see it happen?
A huncho.
And he's smiling.
A huncho. Thug is a huncho. It ain't even gotta be from that clique. Somebody gonna punish you from a whole other cliques just because you got famous. Off being that. You gonna get.
That's some real shit, Chad. Listen to Boochie preach. I said Boochie. Listen to Boosie preach. He telling you some real shit. Honcho? Boy, anybody take that honcho. Look, what he mean by that, anybody take that bag. You hear me?
Nigga gonna sit you down away from somewhere else just to rep on you. You famous now. They finna put you down just to rep on you.
Real name is Jeffrey Williams
Real
Jr.
shit.
Was arrested Monday on 56-count racketeering indictment.
He had been on trial for almost a year, with the proceedings around his fate eventually becoming the longest trial in the history of Georgia. Before that, though, he was a music legend.
In Atlanta, as the 7th child of a huge family of 10 kids, Woody would spend some of his early formative years in the infamous Bowen Homes projects in the Bankhead neighborhood on the west side of Atlanta, aka Zone 1. These projects also producing such key Atlanta rap figures as Shorty Low.
You know how you get a trap house? But I guess so, to some extent.
Traumatic events would seemingly characterize Woody's childhood, as he would reveal to DJ Vlad how he had also suffered a serious brain injury around this time that left him with lasting disabilities.
I had a head injury, so I really wasn't aware as much as a 10-year-old would be aware.
What do you mean by head injury?
When I was a kid, I rode a big wheel down the steps and crashed my head right here.
Okay.
I lost my memories, my speech, my hearing.
The injury forced him into special ed classes, even learning sign language in case he would go completely deaf.
So they tried to prepare me like if I was to go completely deaf, I know sign language. But that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Do you know sign language?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Some years later in 2008, tragedy would strike again when Woody's...
I'm not trolling, chat. But Woody was on that yellow bus. Just listen to how he talk. Like, what? Look at how he react. And it might have been that big wheel accident, but it's probably before that shit.
mother passed away, leaving Woody without any parental guidance at only 17 years old, which would cause him to separate from his
What
family.
it is, chat? Look, we bringing you something today. We got Hello Fresh, and if you like eating fresh, either it's raw meat, cooked meat, sushi, whatever it is, you vegan, you want a chicken rocks, you want to sauce it up. Look, you get one box for a $60 value. A Hello Fresh on me, 30 days free. Did I say 30 days? I'm going to give you some more. 3 months free. Hello Fresh. Eat fresh on me, chat. All you got to do is hit that tag you see on the screen or follow the video and you're going to see it in the description. Hello Fresh. 3 months on me free. Your boy KIX, the KIX way. Hit that tag. I'm going to get you right.
Kicked out of school and hitting the streets full time.
2008, I lost my mom. When I lost my mom, I was just like, well, you know, this is the only person that care about me. This is what my life was based off my mama. She the only one had that control over me. So when she died, I removed myself from the rest of my family and just took to the streets.
Already the following year in 2009, a 17-year-old Woody had his first serious run-in with the law as he was arrested and charged for carrying a concealed weapon, a charge that he apparently took for his friend.
Why were you carrying a gun during this time?
I actually wasn't carrying. It's old, so somebody else had it. I took it from him because I seen the police going after him. But somebody else was watching me and seeing me take it from him.
Oh, so you're trying to help your friend out, basically.
I helped somebody out.
Right, and in turn, you caught a gun charge.
Yeah, and they
Over the next few years, Woody's life would spiral further as he would keep going to jail numerous times for various charges like theft, carrying a weapon, battery, obstruction, aggravated assault, participation in a criminal street gang, and even making terroristic threats. This likely being around the time when Woody was allegedly running with the DRC clique, aka the Robin Crew. But in 2013, Woody would truly get pushed over the edge due to the death of his best friend DB, who was killed in a drive-by.
After he got killed, you said, I had to go terrorize. What does that mean?
Exactly what it sounded like it meant.
Driven by and anger, from here, Woody would develop a fearsome reputation in the streets of Atlanta, and it was this reputation that also seemingly caught the attention of none other than Young Thug, who would end up inviting Woody to become part of his entourage.
And how'd you guys initially meet?
He just called me out of the blue. I knew him, I knew of him, you feel me? Everybody from Atlanta knew of him as he was coming up. And I've been around him a few times, shot dice with him, but he just called me out of the blue one day, like, hey, come see me. You wanna go on shows with me? And, you know, we went from there.
Interestingly, in his No Jumper interview, Woody would even seem to insinuate that him meeting Thug had something to do with the infamous incident of Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop getting shot at.
That barbershop don't have nothing to do with, nothing. You feel what I'm saying? That barbershop just on some bankheads type stuff.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I grew up in Bourne Home, so.
So he didn't have a reason to go out and just go on stage and say that. He was just really just
Big
shooting
troll.
sides.
So when the barbershop
What did he
happened,
big troll in chat?
Thug and Rich Homie was cool. To be honest, that's how me and Thug got together.
Break it down again.
It's still an open case.
Alright, for sure.
It's still open
But
case.
not everyone around Thug would welcome Woody with open arms, as YSL Mon.
But you hear how he talk, chat? He been through the rodeo a couple times. You can hear how he talk. And you can hear he really with the shits. He just played dumb. That's just what it seemed like to me. But when he speak, it's like he just, bruh, get it out. Fuck, like, that's some slow shit right there, but I'm not gonna get on nobody with Down syndrome, but I think Woody got a little touch. And shouts out to all of my inclusion people out there, because you know, the world goes around with them. It never stops with us just this moving, you feel me? Everybody. But Woody? Let's get back to it.
Though would tell DJ Vlad after he saw that Thug was beginning to associate with guys like Woody who hadn't been there from the start, he decided to fall back, perhaps predicting some of the problems that street guys like Woody would be bringing around.
Now, you said you never really hung around Lil Woody, but
Never.
there was a time where you saw him in the studio with the Young Thug.
Yeah, I seen him one time,
Yeah.
and I never went back around ever since then. Like
So you
literally.
never went around Young Thug because of Woody?
I'm well, okay. Every time that I knew he was, when I seen he was hanging with these type of group of guys, I'm like, cause it was weird to me. We don't like, where did these guys come from? They weren't around back then. Like they just popped up now that you got. So I don't really.
Hey chat, and that's what you gotta stay away from. Them type of dudes that just pop up when you get the bag. They never around when you down, you ain't got nothing. But they there when you $100,000 up, $2,000 up, big money, a bill up, a mill up. They right there in your face, singing your songs, bumping your content, all that. But when you down, 1 view, 2 view, they like, I ain't watching that. I ain't looking at that. They ain't even gonna share it. Like, be real. Your own people gonna even push your own stuff. Like, you be like, look, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and they know you doing it. Your family, you could have 1,000 family members. You should have 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 followers, or whatever. But they don't follow you. They don't support you. That's just like your homeboys and them. They not supporting you until you supporting them with that bag. Then they in your face trying to get that bag that they ain't work for. And then you like this. Hold up, nigga. Did you feed me? No. So you can't get this bag. Now let's go.
I don't operate like that. Like I look at it like, damn, bro, what boys when we didn't have nothing? Now y'all wanna jump on the bandwagon when we in rotation. Now we got money now. Y'all wanna come around. So that type I don't be with. I can't tell him who to hang with. So I just fell back. Like every time I know brother I'm around or them niggas around, I don't want to be around. I'm cool.
However, as Woody would recollect with Brian Steele during the trial, his time in Thug's entourage only lasted about a year between 2014 and 2015, during which time Woody became sort of like an enforcer for Young Thug, something that even earned him a mention in the hit song Halftime, where Thug raps that if anybody messes with him, Woody will come and shoot him in the head.
Going back to 2014, going into 2015, you met Jeffrey Williams for a short period of time that you were, my word would be hanging out with him, that's a bad word, that you were in his company and he was in your company, a short period of time. Is that fair to say?
Right.
And when you met him, you already said that he was very popular.
Yes.
True. Is it fair to say that you and he knew each other, but like after your birthday in July of 2014 and really stopped because you were in custody anyway, by July 2015? That's the period of time that you knew each other? Is that true?
No, I didn't. From 2014, I met him like
I didn't.
2014.
And then you already told the jury, but you got locked up a lot. The police kept locking you up in January, February, March, April, May, and then June. You were locked up in federal custody for 51 months. True?
Yes.
Okay. And that's really the only period that you knew Jeffrey.
Yeah.
The only time that you were around him or he was around you. True?
Well, really, we wasn't even together every day. I was out in the neighborhood.
Jeffrey never had the pleasure of having you featured in one of his songs. Is that true?
No, I ain't never been in his song.
Okay. And Jeffrey never was featured in one of your songs. Is that true?
No, me and him don't have music together.
But he did put you in one song of his. You know the song Halftime?
I'm listening.
Do you remember the line?
Listen, chat. That man right there been through rodeo one too many times. That man right there trying to twist his words up. They do that to you. So when you go in that courtroom, they say, please tell the truth, be honest, all that's bullshit. Because the people who's trying to prosecute you is lying, scheming, and conniving. They ain't right, chat. He trying to twist this man's words to be like, yeah, you knew Doug longer than what you knew him. Didn't you? Look, he trying to throw it in that man's mouth. That's why he said, I'm listening. He ain't say yes or no. That's how you handle that situation, chat. I'm listening. That ain't a yes or a no.
And I'm not saying it's a quote, but something.
You can't incriminate yourself, but I'm listening.
If you mess with me, Woody will come up and pop in the noggin. And if that's not a quote, I'm not trying to misquote it, but that's what I'm. Is that something like what it says in that song?
Yeah.
And the song is Halftime, right?
Yes.
Wildly popular song.
Yes.
However, as Woody will claim, he was anything but happy about this shout-out, because while the song had allegedly been made in 2014, when everything was still good between them, it was only released in April 25th, main snitch on the case. This was then followed by the leak of the 2021 interrogation video, which would show Woody snitching in 4K. Perhaps due to these leaks, on June the 7th, 2024, when it finally came time for Woody to be called to the stand, even with immunity, he would refuse to testify.
But before the jurors were called in, Copeland's attorney says his client planned to invoke his Fifth Amendment right to avoid self-incrimination.
What he has told me is that he repeatedly told the DA's office that he did not wish to cooperate, did not wish to testify.
The judge told Copeland there's an order granting him
I wouldn't
immunity,
either.
which prevents his testimony
Shit
from being
crazy.
used against him, which means...
So you're required to testify. So, if you don't testify, the state's probably going to ask me to jail you. And I'm probably going to do that.
At this point, Woody was held in
And I'm
contempt
probably
and
gonna
ended
do
up being
that.
sent back to the Fulton County Jail.
But when did they ask exactly how old he was?
I plead the fifth. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get you to step outside?
That's when the judge ordered Copeland to be handcuffed.
This court holds
What
you
is
in willful
right,
contempt, and we'll see you on Monday.
The following
No,
Monday,
we'll
the
see
judge
on
would meet with
Monday.
the prosecution and Woody, together with his legal representation, before that day's proceedings, in a secret ex parte meeting that the defense team was apparently not made aware of.
Look like he, hold up. It looked like he had decisions to make, didn't it, Chad? It was like he was depressed. Like, should I tell them what they want to hear, or should I
This
just
court holds
do
you in
me?
willful contempt, and
Watch,
we'll
look
see
at his
you on
face.
Monday.
The following Monday, the judge
Look at it. It's like, whoa. I got a hard one right here. On one hand, if I tell I'm Master Splinter, and I might be unalive, but on the other hand, if I just flip it up and just, I might do time. I ain't trying to sit in the can. That's that face he had, chat. Hey, feed me 50K subs. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. It help me out a lot. It help the video to get around. Hit that like button. Tap in right now. Subscribe to the channel. Feed me 50K subs, chat. We need them subs. Help the channel get out there.
would meet with the prosecution and Woody, together with his legal representation, before that day's proceedings, in a secret ex parte meeting that the defense team was apparently not made aware of. This meeting would arguably walk a thin line between simply informing Woody about the consequences of his actions on the witness stand and actually threatening Woody with consequences in order to force him to testify. Whatever the case, in the end, Woody would agree to testify. However, once back on the witness stand, he would immediately begin trolling the prosecution, giving them a taste of what was about to take place.
Do you see Shannon in the courtroom today?
Well, I got a vision problem.
Okay.
I can't see that far.
All right, so if you want to stand up and look around the courtroom and look around the entire courtroom, tell me if you see Shannon in the courtroom today.
My man said,
You need to sit down?
Nah, I ain't had nothing to drink.
The next day, on June the
Big
11th, Woody would
trolling.
continue his antics by firing his lawyer.
Sir, Mr. Copeland, is it your desire to release your counsel at this point in time?
She's fired.
She's fired? Okay.
What I need a lawyer for?
From here on, Woody would go on to be a terrible witness for the state, commonly delaying proceedings, misinterpreting questions and instructions, and frustrating prosecutors throughout the trial.
what I need a lawyer for?
I guess.
And when it came to Woody's many interviews with the police throughout the years,
I
he would
guess.
negatively affect the prosecution's case
I
by claiming
guess.
that he had been lying to the authorities in interviews that had dated all the way back to 2015.
Okay, let me make myself clear, right? Because you keep asking me about things I don't told investigators in the past. I can't say from when to when, but so much was going on. My name was on everything. The police kept coming to grab me. Every time they grabbed me, I had a different story for them. I know 100% facts, and I'm telling you now, I was not truthful.
All right, look, check it out. I got something for you today. Look, Hulu on me for 30 days free. You can't beat that. 30 days free of Hulu. All you gotta do is hit that tag up there. I'ma get you right. Hulu on your boy KIX free. Look, after the 30 days, you can keep it. You can cut your subscription off, whatever you want to do. But on me today, I'm giving you Hulu for 30 days free. The KIX way. Let's get it. Hit that tag up there to get them 30 days.
saying whatever they wanted me to say. I was saying whatever I could come up with. I was trying my best to convince them that I didn't do nothing, that I'm an innocent person, and that people put their hands on me.
But Woody's story wasn't just playing out in the courtroom, because
I know
when
you
court
heard
wasn't
him,
in
Chad.
session, Woody would be spotted on Instagram living his best life. Woody's testimony would eventually come to a screeching halt when the defense were able to successfully use that ex parte meeting to recuse the judge from the case, a major development that we'll discuss in more detail later. But with a new judge in place, the trial eventually resumed in August. And to everyone's delight,
he trolled so much, they took the judge off the trial. Hey, listen, when they take the judge off the trial, it's either one, two things, and the one I was gonna say I can't say, and that ain't good.
except the prosecution, the newly appointed judge would request that Woody re-testify, with Woody this time even getting young Thug to laugh along with his antics.
Yes, no, I don't recall. Did Thug have an issue with Rich Homie Quan bringing members of If Gang to his apartment?
So did you have an issue with
I'm asking you for what you told the police.
And I'm answering you. I just told you several times. I tell the police anything.
He's a
Do you
funny
recall
dude,
talking
bro.
about the shooting?
After the state concluded their
Even
questioning of
Thug
Woody,
over there,
more revelations
bro.
about the extent of his alleged lies would emerge during cross-examination.
There you're saying that you gave the card to Javante, who gave it to Lil Mike and Quez, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you would agree that detectives Gaither and Dennis are telling you we've never even heard of Lil Mike and Quez, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Copeland, Lil Mike is not a real person, is he?
No.
Brian Steele, Young Thug's lawyer, would
Bro,
question Woody about a jail call where he
this
told
dude
another party that
trolling,
prosecutors
big
had begged him
trolling.
to testify, while Woody also claimed to have never committed any crimes for Thug.
Did Jeffrey ever give you any money, ever, for committing a crime for him?
I never committed a crime for him.
That was my next question.
YFN
He's
Lucci,
smart.
Donovan, Big Nut Thomas would be killed in a brutal drive-by shooting. And while no one knew for sure who killed Nut, suspicion immediately fell on YSL, particularly Woody, whose girlfriend's parents' house would be shot up already the same night that Nut was murdered. These events led Woody to make perhaps the most consequential decision of his life, as at this point he began cooperating with police. There would initially be a murder charge against Woody himself, but these would eventually be dismissed. However, Woody would still remain on the Atlanta PD's radar, and already the following month in February, he would once again find himself in their custody.
Don't tell on me. Hey, is he really gonna do it? Ooh.
Eventually getting released in mid-March. This helps to explain why Woody wasn't exactly thrilled when he would hear that Thug was labeling him as a shooter in his newest songs.
You learned that the police was using that song. They asked you about that song.
No, they told me.
Yeah.
One of them told me that.
Is he gonna do it?
I think I had got out like I got out one of the jails and they got me the next day. And they were like, yeah, man, some now you're at the top of our radar. It was something like, and he pissed me off when he said it.
He being the detective.
No, it wasn't no detective. It was the police.
Okay. The police officer upset you when they.
I think it was Dennis that said it. It was one of them that said it to me.
A month later, in April
He
2015,
belittled that
the
man.
alleged war between YSL and the Inglewood families, which had allegedly led to dozens of shootings and several murders, Woody would walk into Dunbar Center Gymnasium with a loaded Diamondback
He
223
held
assault
the
rifle
water.
tucked inside a H&M shopping bag, which he would then leave on the bleachers while he played basketball, prompting a concerned citizen to call the police, who would then arrive, finding the rifle in the bag, and later arresting Woody, who would eventually be hit with federal charges, landing him in prison for several years. The police would also find out that the rifle had actually been purchased.
Che, how dumb are you to put a rifle? I'm assuming it's not nothing long because he had it in the H&A. Why you leave a gun in a fucking plastic bag on a bench? Why not get a book bag? You're making money. You got some money. You just set yourself back to jail for putting the gun on the bench while playing ball. Bro, you just wasted a couple thousand being stupid. Cause when you over there, you paying for a lawyer, you're paying for commissary, you're paying for phone time. It should not cheat, chat. You think that shit's free? I guarantee you don't use that phone to eat.
This by Quindarius Zachary, also known as YSL member Lil D, who would later end up being one of the many state's witnesses in the YSL RICO trial. Woody would eventually be released in late 2019, and at the beginning of 2020, he would attempt to follow in the footsteps of Young Thug, beginning to drop his own music, starting with a song aptly called First Day Out. And despite being a snitch behind the scenes, the song still included self-incriminating lyrics where he rapped that he would have people killed and that YSL run Atlanta. In March, Woody would even release a full mixtape, humbly titled I Am the Streets, showing that Woody was leaning heavily on his reputation as a certified gangster. One of his music videos even started with a hilarious intro where Woody can be seen in a helicopter looking over Atlanta like he's goddamn Tony Montana. He was also still seemingly close with other YSL members, as Yak Gotti would actually perform at the mixtape's listening party. And in the few interviews that he would do as an up-and-coming artist, he would proudly rep the gang any chance that he got.
No man, it's your boy Richard Face TV, man. We back in the building, we back working, we back grinding. I had to pull up on my boy Lil Woody, man. Pop up. Sound, man. YSL. Woody. Everything, man.
It's just
yeah, man. Lil Woody, YSL for like 30 Free hand entertainment, man. Shout out to the progress report. Yeah, they Lil Woody free hand entertainment. Just jumped out of the pool with Dirty Glove Dust. Slack YSL for life.
But Woody,
he repping that real hard. All I got to do is chat is feed me 50K subs, chat. I need them subs. Hit that like button. Tap in right now. Subscribe to the channel. Hit me in the comment box. I hit back. I keep it a bean. Now, Woody, on the other hand, there's a lot going on with him. But I'm going to say this. Hit them buttons up there. And we going back in.
He couldn't stay out of trouble, and soon he would find himself back in jail once again, this time staying locked up until 2021, and when he was released, he would stay out for only a few months before he was arrested again during a traffic stop after he was supposedly swerving. And while Woody technically only had a loaded magazine on him, it was enough to charge him with another weapons offense, potentially landing him up to 10 years in prison. This arrest would lead to another interrogation, one that would later leak to the public during the YSL trial in 2023. During the questioning, it would immediately become clear that this wasn't Woody's first rodeo in the interrogation room by the way that the officers were treating him. Woody spoke to law enforcement, including investigators from the DA's office that were part of the gang unit and agents from the Fulton County Sheriff's Office, making it clear that multiple agencies were closely monitoring him and YSL. The police would read Woody his charges.
Unfortunately, there's a gun in the car.
A gun with her?
In your car. I did a search warrant for the vehicle. There's a gun in the car, and you had a magazine on you, and I should probably get charged with a gun.
I'm gonna get charged with a gun? There was no gun in her.
There was a gun in the car.
They would also make it clear that they couldn't promise him anything in exchange for his cooperation.
Did they just make a gun be in the car? Cause I heard he got locked up for a clip. When he said magazine, it's the clip. It's what you put the bullets in. They said there was no gun in the car. Now the detectives comes in the room. Yeah, you had a magazine in the car, so you're getting locked up for a gun. How? In what world? Where is it? Just cause why are you locking me up for a clip? That should have been a smack on the wrist misdemeanor, but I see he ain't supposed to be around guns because he got locked up for a gun. Somebody could have left that in there without my knowledge. Smack on the wrist. They make something out of nothing and anything something.
I cannot promise you anything. I can't make you any promises. Listen to me. I can't make you any promises. I can't offer you anything today. That's not what we can do.
What we can do is, if you do cooperate, we should talk to the DA and let them know you did cooperate. And that's the most, she can make a decision at that standpoint.
Don't do it.
But despite the lack of guarantees, Woody seemed willing to say what.
And don't ever fall for that right there, Chad. You got the harsh one, then you got the old cool, laid back black guy. Oh, I'm gonna give you a deal. Cause me and you like that. Like we go back. Nigga, I don't know you from a can of paint. I ain't taking no deal. What deal? Huh? There's no deal. The deal is this. Get your ass about this room and just lock me up. That's the deal.
Whatever it took to save himself.
The information I had, they want to hear you right now.
I mean, we can pass it to them.
Don't tell on me.
What's gonna happen?
Somebody's supposed to be killed tonight.
Who?
He offered detectives information on a murder plot that coincidentally occurred the same day as his arrest.
I tell y'all this much right here. I know people are gonna go do it. I can get the time when they gonna go do it.
He also painted a picture of a relentless and bloodthirsty young thug who was allegedly targeting Nut's brother, Kel.
So I've been put in bad situations. Trying to help people out, trying to stop me. They're not gonna stop. He's not gonna stop till Kel dead. I'm telling you now, I was just right there with him, and I think.
Don't tell on me.
I know him. He you want him. Don't give a he don't care who he is. He don't care.
Do it.
I'm telling you that right.
At one point, he even tried to play detective himself, suggesting a sting operation while emphasizing how reckless Thug had become at this point.
He ain't seen no names though.
What time it is?
7:04.
If I can be released before 11 to 12 o'clock, show you how serious I am. If I can be released, let people see me and Mike coming out of jail together. People just sit in jail for whatever. Y'all can be right there to see me meet up with them and discuss it. However y'all want to take it by then, y'all see when Clay ran in, y'all will catch him in the act.
What do you mean?
So he not moving how he used to move. He moved different, but he wanted so bad that he's that reckless.
Woody's troubles wouldn't end here, because the following month in November, his girlfriend, a police officer, was arrested for interfering with an investigation into Woody's activities.
The former City of South Fulton police officer accused of abusing her badge to protect her boyfriend. Investigators say 27-year-old Aaliyah Jackson, who joined the city's police force in 2019, was booked into jail last month on felony charges after she tried to interfere with a major police operation targeting Metro Atlanta's most notorious drug dealers and gang members. Following his arrest, police say that Jackson tried to delete her boyfriend's Instagram.
She went hard for hers though. That's a real one, chat.
Page containing photos of gang activity. She's also accused of trying to disable his phone, which police were storing as evidence.
That's one right there you need in your corner. Now we just did Lil Woody, tragic despise to let him in jail. Is he a rat or is he not a rat? Chat, I'ma let you tap in on that and leave your comment in the comment box. Let me know if you think he a rat. Let me know if you really went hard for Young Thug in the courtroom or he really just ratted and tried to cover it up but ain't say nothing at the end. Me personally, my opinion is this, chat. Exactly what he said. He said, I just say things to get me out of that situation at the moment, but I really don't be knowing shit. I think that it's the truth. And all the trolling in the courtroom, he trolled them big. I feel like they just had one coming. Like, if he lied to you in the beginning, how can he tell you the truth on the stand? Is to be a lie, right? So he just told you the truth all the way through. I feel like he didn't really snitch. He never indicated Young Thug or nothing. He went in there and said, I never did a crime for him. What he said was, I got paid to anything. What you talking about? Come on, so keep it a bean, keep it 100. Hit me in that chat box, chat. Let me know what you think, because I think I got my own opinion. You got your own opinion. But what I need you to do is tap in right now, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, everything. Follow me Facebook, IG, and Twitch. Feed me 50K subs, chat. We just in a dungeon with your boy K the fucker X. And we did the Lil Woody story, the tragic spies what ended him in jail. And I want to know if him and Thug still cool after all that. Because I feel like they got some things they can talk about and work it out, you know? And we out, chat.